Most men think performance begins in the bedroom, but the truth is, it begins hours before, in the quiet moments before sleep, when your body decides whether it will repair you or slowly drain you. What if I told you that a simple nighttime oil routine, done consistently and intentionally, could shift not only your physical performance, but your confidence, stamina, and presence as a man? What if the difference between feeling uncertain and feeling powerful was hidden in what you do during the final 15 minutes of your day? Tonight, I want you to imagine this not as a quick trick, not as some miracle promise, but as a ritual that reconnects you to your body, your masculinity, and the energy you bring into intimacy. Because real performance is not just about arousal, it is about circulation, hormonal balance, nervous system regulation, emotional calm, and self-belief. And the nighttime oil routine works precisely because it touches all of these layers at once. When a man winds down properly before bed, he signals safety to his nervous system, and safety is the foundation of strong erections, endurance, and responsive desire. Stress is the silent enemy of performance, tightening blood vessels, lowering testosterone, increasing cortisol, and keeping the body in fight or flight mode. Oil massage at night, when done slowly and intentionally, shifts the body into rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic state where healing and hormone production flourish. Warm oil on the skin increases surface circulation, and when you massage areas like the lower abdomen, inner thighs, and lower back, you stimulate blood flow toward the pelvic region without force or aggression. This is not about intensity, it is about awareness. A warm natural oil, such as sesame, coconut, or almond, applied in gentle circular motions, helps relax muscle tension that builds up during the day, especially around the hips and groin, where many men unconsciously store stress. That tension can restrict circulation and dull sensation over time. By releasing it nightly, you are not just preparing for better performance, you are preventing decline. Many men underestimate how much their pelvic floor influences stamina and firmness. When you massage the perineal area gently and respectfully as part of your routine, you increase blood awareness in that region and support healthier function. This is not something to rush. The key is slow breathing through the nose while your hands move deliberately, allowing your mind to focus on sensation rather than performance anxiety. Anxiety disconnects a man from his body, but ritual reconnects him. Over weeks, this simple practice builds body awareness, and awareness improves control. Better control leads to longer endurance and stronger arousal response because you are no longer operating from panic, but from presence. There is also the hormonal dimension. Deep quality sleep is when testosterone is produced in its highest quantities, and testosterone is directly linked to libido, erection quality, muscle mass, and confidence. A calming oil routine lowers stress hormones and improves sleep onset, meaning your body actually reaches the deeper sleep cycles required for optimal hormone release. Men who sleep poorly often struggle with performance not because they lack desire, but because their endocrine system is exhausted. By associating oil massage with bedtime consistently, you train your brain to see it as a signal that it is safe to power down. Over time, your sleep becomes deeper, your morning energy stronger, and your sexual vitality more stable. The routine itself can be simple, yet powerful. Start by warming a small amount of oil between your palms. Sit comfortably, spine relaxed but upright, and take several slow breaths. Begin with your shoulders and chest, releasing the tension of the day. Move down the arms slowly, then to the abdomen in clockwise circles to support digestion. Digestion matters more than most men realize because gut health influences hormone balance and energy levels. Continue down to the thighs and hips, areas that often feel tight from sitting for long hours. Spend time here. Use firm but comfortable pressure. Then gently massage the lower back and sacral area, where many nerve pathways connect to the pelvic region. Finally, Bring attention to the groin area with respect and patience, focusing on circulation rather than stimulation. The goal is not arousal in that moment, but nourishment. When done consistently, many men report stronger, spontaneous morning erections, which are a sign of healthy blood flow and nerve function. But beyond the physical changes, something deeper begins to shift. A man who takes time nightly to care for his body develops a different relationship with intimacy. Instead of seeing performance as a test, he begins to see it as an expression of energy he has cultivated. Confidence grows not from ego, but from preparation. When your body feels relaxed and responsive, you approach your partner differently. You are calmer. You listen more. You move with assurance rather than hesitation. Women are incredibly sensitive to this shift in energy. They may not know what changed, but they feel the steadiness. And steadiness is magnetic. Another overlooked benefit of the nighttime oil routine is improved sensitivity. Many men struggle with either reduced sensation or overly intense sensitivity that leads to lack of control. Both extremes often stem from poor circulation and nervous system imbalance. Gentle massage stimulates nerve endings in a balanced way, helping recalibrate sensitivity over time. Think of it like tuning an instrument. Too tight and it snaps, too loose and it produces no sound. The routine helps you find the middle ground, where pleasure is deep but controlled. Breath work during the routine amplifies the effect. Slow inhales expanding the lower abdomen and slow controlled exhales teach your body to stay relaxed under sensation. This breathing pattern can later be used during intimacy to maintain endurance and composure. You are essentially rehearsing calmness. Over weeks, your body remembers this calm state even in moments of high arousal. Consistency is what transforms this from a simple massage into a performance-enhancing ritual. Doing it once will relax you. Doing it nightly for a month begins to rewire patterns. Doing it for 3 months can fundamentally change how you experience desire, erection strength, and stamina. But it requires intention. This is not a mechanical act. It is a conscious decision to invest in your masculine vitality. Many men chase quick solutions because they want immediate results, but the body thrives on rhythm. When you create a rhythm before sleep, your physiology adapts. Blood vessels become more responsive, muscles remain supple, stress levels drop, testosterone production stabilizes. Even your posture improves because relaxed hips and lower back reduce compression in the pelvic region. And posture alone influences how blood flows throughout your body. The psychological benefit cannot be overstated. A man who has a ritual feels grounded. Ritual removes randomness from performance. Instead of hoping things go well, you know you have prepared. That knowing eliminates a large portion of anxiety. And anxiety is often the real culprit behind inconsistent erections or early climax. When your mind is quiet and your body feels nourished, intimacy becomes exploration rather than pressure. You stop overthinking and start experiencing. The nighttime oil routine is not about becoming someone else. It is about removing what blocks your natural vitality. Stress, tension, poor sleep, shallow breathing, and neglect slowly chip away at performance. This ritual restores what was always meant to function smoothly. It reminds you that performance is not something you force. It is something that flows when the body feels safe, supported, and energized. And when you begin to notice the changes, when mornings feel stronger and your confidence steadier, you realize this was never just about sex. It was about reclaiming control over your own energy. It was about ending the day with intention instead of distraction. It was about honoring your body instead of ignoring it. And that shift alone changes how you show up in every intimate moment that follows. As this routine becomes familiar, something subtle but powerful begins to happen inside you. The oil is no longer just oil, and the massage is no longer just touch. It becomes a signal, a psychological anchor that tells your body the day is complete, and restoration is beginning. That signal matters more than most men realize. The male body is deeply responsive to cues and patterns. When you repeat the same calming sequence each night, your nervous system learns to anticipate relaxation. Cortisol levels drop more quickly, heart rate slows sooner, muscles soften without resistance, and when your body spends more time in this relaxed parasympathetic state, your sexual system benefits directly because erections are fundamentally a relaxation response. They require open blood vessels, steady breathing, and mental calm. You cannot force an erection into existence with tension. It happens when resistance dissolves. This is why men under pressure often struggle. Their bodies are braced instead of open. The nighttime oil ritual trains openness. Over time, you may notice that your body begins responding differently, not only at night, but throughout the day. Circulation improves because regular massage keeps tissues supple and encourages healthy blood flow. The pelvic region, which is central to male performance, becomes more alive, more responsive, less numb. Many men live with subtle numbness from chronic sitting, tight clothing, poor posture, and stress. They mistake that dullness for aging. But often it is stagnation. When you gently stimulate the inner thighs, hips, and lower abdomen nightly, you break that stagnation. You remind the body that this region is important. Blood follows attention. Energy follows touch. There is also a confidence shift that begins quietly. Confidence in intimacy is rarely about appearance. It is about certainty. When you have a ritual, you feel certain that you have done your part. You have supported your hormones, calmed your nervous system, improved your circulation, and connected with your body. That certainty changes how you enter a bedroom. Instead of hoping things work, you trust your preparation. And trust reduces overthinking. Overthinking is one of the most destructive forces in male performance. The moment a man begins monitoring himself instead of feeling the moment, arousal fragments. The oil routine counteracts this by strengthening mind-body connection. When your hands move slowly over your body each night, you practice feeling rather than analyzing. You practice staying present with sensation. This skill transfers directly into intimacy. Another dimension often overlooked is emotional regulation. Intimacy is not just physical contact, it is vulnerability. And vulnerability can trigger subconscious fear in men who have been conditioned to equate performance with worth. A calming ritual before bed softens this pressure. It reminds you that your value is not measured by a single moment. The act of self-care builds self-respect. Self-respect translates into steadiness. When a man respects himself, he does not rush, he does not panic, he does not crumble under expectation. He moves deliberately. He listens. He adapts. Women often describe this quality as presence. Presence is deeply attractive because it feels safe, and safety allows both partners to relax more fully. Let us also talk about the role of warmth. Warm oil applied to the body increases peripheral circulation, meaning blood flows more easily through smaller vessels near the surface. Over time, this responsiveness improves overall vascular health. Erections are vascular events. They depend on the ability of blood vessels to expand efficiently. Anything that improves vascular flexibility supports performance. Combined with slow breathing, which increases nitric oxide production in the nasal passages, you create an environment that supports stronger, more sustainable erections. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels dilate. Deep nasal breathing during your routine enhances this natural mechanism. This is not fantasy, it is physiology. And when physiology is supported consistently, performance becomes more reliable. Sleep quality continues to be a central pillar. During deep sleep, the body undergoes repair cycles that affect everything from testosterone synthesis to nerve regeneration. Men who sleep deeply often wake with spontaneous erections, a sign of healthy neurological and vascular function. If your sleep is fragmented, these restorative cycles are shortened. The oil routine, by calming the mind and relaxing the body, increases the likelihood of entering and staying in deeper sleep stages. This compounds C over time. A week of better sleep feels good. A month of better sleep transforms energy levels. 3 months of improved sleep can significantly shift libido and endurance. It is not dramatic overnight. It is steady, reliable progress. There is also the aspect of sensory refinement. When you massage slowly and intentionally, you become more aware of subtle sensations. You notice areas of tightness you previously ignored. You detect differences in temperature, texture, and sensitivity. This heightened awareness makes you a more attuned lover because you are accustomed to paying attention. Instead of chasing intensity, you appreciate nuance. And nuance is where mastery lives. Men who rush often miss the gradual build that creates deeper pleasure for both partners. By practicing slowness nightly, you train patience into your nervous system. Patience extends stamina, it extends connection, it extends pleasure. Some men worry that focusing on the pelvic region nightly may create overstimulation. But when the intention is relaxation rather than climax, the opposite occurs. You teach your body that touch does not automatically equal urgency. This reduces hypersensitivity and builds control. You are conditioning yourself to remain calm even when sensation increases. That conditioning becomes invaluable during intimacy. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by rising arousal, you ride it, you breathe through it, you remain steady within it. Control is not suppression, it is familiarity. The more familiar you are with your body's responses, the less they control you. As this ritual integrates into your lifestyle, you may also notice improvements in posture and mobility. Relaxed hip flexors and lower back muscles reduce pressure on nerves that influence pelvic function. Many cases of reduced performance are linked to chronic muscular tightness compressing nerve pathways. Gentle nightly massage counters this subtly but effectively. You stand taller. You move more fluidly. Your physical presence changes, and physical presence influences psychological perception. When you feel strong and open in your body, your mind interprets that as capability. Perhaps one of the most profound changes is the shift from chasing performance to cultivating vitality. When men chase results, they often experience frustration. When they cultivate habits, results follow naturally. The nighttime oil routine is an act of cultivation. It says, I am willing to invest daily in my well-being. That investment builds resilience. And resilience shows up not only in the bedroom, but in conversations, in decision-making, in how you handle stress. Sexual performance is not isolated from the rest of your life. It reflects your overall state. Improve the state, and performance improves as a byproduct. The beauty of this ritual is its simplicity. No complicated equipment, no extreme measures, just warmth, breath, attention, and consistency. Yet simplicity does not mean weakness. Often, the most powerful shifts come from repeated small actions done with intention. Each night, you reinforce the message that your body matters. Each night, you reduce tension that would otherwise accumulate. Each night, you prepare your system for restoration. Over weeks, this preparation compounds into strength. Over months, it becomes identity. You become the man who takes care of himself. And that identity influences everything. As you continue practicing, you may begin to feel anticipation before sleep, not for stimulation, but for the calm, grounding sensation of the ritual itself. That anticipation lowers resistance. It makes winding down easier. It turns nighttime into a sacred reset rather than a collapse into exhaustion. And when your nights are restorative, your days are more energized. Higher energy feeds desire. Stable desire feeds confidence. Confidence feeds connection. Everything becomes interconnected. The routine does not replace communication, emotional intimacy, or healthy lifestyle choices. It complements them. It supports the biological foundation upon which those other elements rest. Without a stable foundation, even the strongest emotional bond can struggle under physical inconsistency. By strengthening the foundation quietly and consistently, you create reliability. Reliability builds trust within yourself. And when you trust yourself, your partner senses it. That sense trust deepens intimacy far beyond the physical. In the end, this is about alignment. Aligning your body with rest. Aligning your breath with calm. Aligning your habits with your goals. When alignment exists, performance is no longer something you chase. It is something that emerges. The oil routine is simply the doorway into that alignment, a nightly reminder that strength is built in stillness as much as in action. And when you finally understand that performance is an outcome rather than a target, everything shifts. The nighttime oil routine stops feeling like a technique and starts feeling like a quiet declaration of self-leadership. You are no longer reacting to insecurity or trying to fix a problem in panic. You are building capacity deliberately. Capacity for endurance, for pleasure, for emotional steadiness, for presence. Most men wait until something goes wrong before they pay attention to their bodies. They respond to frustration instead of preventing it. But prevention is power. When you choose to support your circulation, calm your nervous system, and improve your sleep before any crisis appears, you operate from strength rather than fear. There is a deeper layer to this ritual that many men do not anticipate. It slowly dissolves the disconnect between masculinity and sensitivity. For generations, men have been taught to push through discomfort, ignore tension, and measure their worth by output alone. But the body does not thrive under neglect. It thrives under awareness. When you take time each night to move slowly, breathe deeply, and apply warm oil with intention, you are giving yourself permission to feel without judgment. That permission translates directly into intimacy. A man who is comfortable feeling his own body is far more capable of attuning to his partner's body. He notices subtle shifts in breathing. He senses changes in tension. He responds rather than forces. This responsiveness creates deeper satisfaction for both partners because intimacy becomes collaborative instead of performative. Over months of consistency, the cumulative effects become undeniable. Your erections feel fuller because vascular responsiveness has improved. Your stamina increases because you have trained your nervous system to remain calm under rising sensation. Your libido stabilizes because your sleep cycles are deeper and your hormones more balanced. But perhaps the most powerful change is internal. You no longer approach intimacy hoping your body cooperates. You approach it knowing your body has been supported daily. That knowing eliminates the background anxiety that sabotages so many men. Anxiety shrinks blood flow. Confidence expands it. This ritual builds the kind of confidence that does not need to announce itself. You may also notice how your relationship with stress changes outside the bedroom. Because you end each day by consciously shifting into relaxation, you become more aware of tension as it builds during the day. Awareness gives you the option to intervene earlier. You stretch, you breathe, you adjust your posture, you hydrate. Small corrections prevent large problems. Sexual vitality is not separate from daily habits. It mirrors them. When your daily rhythm includes restoration, your intimate rhythm becomes more reliable. There is symbolism in the act itself. Oil has long been associated with nourishment and protection. When applied to the body, it reduces friction. And friction is a powerful metaphor here. So much male performance anxiety comes from internal friction. The friction of expectations, comparisons, past experiences, and unspoken fears. The nightly ritual softens that friction. It creates smoothness in both body and mind. Smoothness in blood flow, smoothness in breath, smoothness in thought. When friction decreases, responsiveness increases. The body becomes more fluid, less rigid, and fluidity is essential for pleasure. This practice also teaches patience. In a world driven by immediacy, patience feels radical. You are choosing gradual transformation over instant gratification. You are choosing discipline over desperation. That choice strengthens self-respect, and self-respect is profoundly attractive. A man who invests in himself radiates stability. Stability makes a partner feel secure. Security deepens arousal because safety and desire are not opposites. They are partners. When a woman senses steadiness in a man's energy, her body relaxes. Her relaxation amplifies his response. Intimacy becomes a cycle of mutual reinforcement rather than a test of endurance. As you reflect on the entire journey, it becomes clear that the nighttime oil routine is not magic. It is alignment. It aligns your physiology with your intentions. It aligns your nervous system with calm. It aligns your hormones with restorative sleep. It aligns your mind with presence. And alignment is the real secret behind sustainable performance. Without alignment, you rely on luck. With alignment, you rely on preparation. Imagine 6 months from now. You move differently, you breathe differently, you sleep more deeply, you wake with strength rather than heaviness. When intimacy arises, you meet it without hesitation. There is no frantic internal dialogue, no silent fear of failure. There is simply engagement. Your touch is grounded, your pace is controlled, your confidence is quiet but unmistakable, and your partner feels the difference. Not because you tried harder in the moment, but because you prepared consistently long before the moment arrived. This is the final truth. Performance is not built in a single night. It is built in the small decisions made when no one is watching. It is built in the choice to care for your body instead of ignoring it. It is built in the willingness to slow down instead of rushing. The nighttime oil routine is a simple doorway into that discipline. Step through it nightly, and you do more than improve sexual function. You reclaim ownership of your vitality. You transform anxiety into assurance. You replace inconsistency with reliability. You shift from reacting to leading. In the end, intimacy is not about proving yourself. It is about expressing the energy you have cultivated. When your body feels nourished, rested, and supported, expression flows naturally. The ritual becomes your foundation. The foundation becomes your strength. And your strength becomes the quiet confidence that defines true masculine presence.